Today we're back with a video and we're going to be talking a little bit about sales. And I actually have the sales maestro here, Mr. Zach Reuter from EDT. What do you do for Epic Drone Tools, Zach?
Everything from the prospecting all the way to the setting. Zach's
a legend when it comes to lead gen, that's for sure. I've learned a lot from him. So we'll talk to him a little bit later, but right now we are headed on a 10-mile run. I don't do this every morning. I don't want to make that seem like that's the case for this vlog, but we are in half marathon prep right now. And this is like our final big long run before the actual 13 miles in a couple of weeks. Let's go on the 10-mile run and I'll see you guys afterwards. And I'm sure I'll be feeling amazing. All right, we did the 10 miles. We're both hurting a ton. I think I pulled my calf, but how are you doing, Zach? How was that?
Hanging in there. It was a little harder than I was expecting, but what a way to start the morning, like Ria said.
Now it's time to work, and in this video, like I said at the start, we're going to be talking a little bit about sales and how we do that. At Dune Media House, we're going to get a little bit of insight from this guy on lead gen at some point, but we'll see you in the next part. Zach, as someone who does a ton of outreach, what is something that people get wrong with lead gen?
I'd have to say the balance between the volume and the personalization for the messaging. We were just chatting about how Jack gets all these messaging requests on LinkedIn and they're all the same. When you can tell that it's templated, not customized at all, no one's going to open it, no one's going to respond. And you have to find that balance, because if you write a custom message for every single lead, you're not going to message enough people to get enough responses.
This is Stuart on LinkedIn. Hi, Jack. I was looking at a mutual connection and you caught my attention. Don't be like Stuart.
You get all of the leads. You close them. What's a piece of advice you'd give to people to help them close on video projects?
Taking your ego out of it. Ask the right questions, figure out what they want, and not do it for you. Do it for them.
In this next segment of the video, I want to talk to you about another part of sales which is really important. I found so important over the years that I've done it. And that is going to conferences, going to events, going to places where your clients will be. I think it's a lot of time we just forget it. We like send Instagram DMs and emails here and there, but just going to an event where people, maybe even you just think that are going to be there, that that you want to connect with and that can lead you to other connections and stuff like that is so important. So I've actually just pulled up to the Sheraton. Oh, there we go. There it is. So I've just put up to the Sheraton where there is a small business conference going on at the moment. I don't 100% know if it's exactly the clientele that we're looking for, but it's quite likely. And so I'm just excited to network with people. And in San Diego, you never know who is gonna know who. And I'm sure you'll start to find that in the case wherever you're based watching this video too. So get into places that you think your client's going to be, get in and around them, start chatting to them. That's the next kind of piece of advice or next part of sales that I think is left out and forgotten by a ton of people quite a lot. So let's dive in. I'm not going to take the camera into this because I'm going to be pretty dialed in on networking and stuff like that. And I'll be checking back in later to go over the final thing that we do at Dune Media House to ensure that we have a good sales process. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'm out here on the road. You can hear it in the voice.
I'm back here with Zach. We did our 10-miler this morning and we're now at the Padres game. And this is the other part of networking and sales, is hanging out with friends and family and getting referrals from them.
Absolutely.
Let's make it happen.
I'm in Bottega Veneta, waffling a stitch on a sweater, parakeet green on the letters. I don't be rocking the butters, if you see me booted, it's Mason Margiela. Double R came with them.
Oh, that was a busy day, and I wanted just to finish off the video here back in the studio, back in the office, so I could talk a little bit about all of the things that we went over today and some of the stuff that we discussed. So we started off today with Epic Drone Tools. Shout out to Jack and Zach for spitting a little bit of game for you guys. And Zach went over the outreach strategy of making sure that you're finding a balance between the personalization and the volume. It's so huge, and a lot of people make that mistake, like he mentioned, of either doing the too automated route or doing the too personalized route, neither of them yielding good results for anybody. It's really about finding that mix and finding finding that balance. And then Jack went over that topic of making sure that when you're speaking to the client, you're actually in the sales process, you're hearing the client, right? Not just forcing some creative idea on them of this is how we're going to do it, but listening to what they feel they need. That's a huge part to kind of the sales process as well. I think a lot of the time we just forget as videographers who have pride in our work, understandably, but ultimately, we need to make sure we're hearing the client. And then we also went over and spoke about networking in your local community and beyond, and going to these conferences and networking events. I think a lot of the time we think that we need this crazy ad campaign or this crazy email campaign, when in actual fact there's tons of business to be made and had by just going showing face and meeting people, and getting those referrals, getting those face-to-face interactions that are so beneficial a lot of the time over an email or something like that. If you think about it, you're trying to get them on a call when you're emailing and stuff like that. So if you can just go and speak to them in person, you can sell them right there and then on your service. And then the other one we spoke about was friends and family. Now this is a really big one. I'm sure a lot of you early on in your career reached out to friends and families, all of that kind of stuff, and got referrals to people that needed work. But it's something that's actually quite slept on as you get bigger and bigger as well. Like as you do more projects and those family members, those friends share your work, more people in their network that maybe didn't consider you before maybe start taking you more seriously. And so that's something that is really, really important, is they might start turning their attention and be like, well, hang on, if they just did that for this company, maybe I can have them help me with my video marketing over here, right? So that's just a couple of things I wanted to throw in there at the end. I hope you guys got something from this. We'll definitely be doing one where we take a deeper dive into the back end, how we do our outreach, all of that kind of stuff. But just as a general overview, I hope this provides some value. We'll see you in the next video. This was Rio here at Dune Media House. Peace.
From the farm and here got a special, I got no vendettas.